everyone! So if you guys have noticed, I've decided to kind of change up my background a little. There might be empty spots on the wall now, but because I took down some posters and it kind of destroyed my wall a little bit, but those will be fixed soon. I just thought it was a little classier. Anyways, sorry for the lighting before I start this video. It's really gray outside right now, so I have my light on and trying to compensate. But anyways, starting on the video, so if you guys have been checking out my blog or following me on my blog, which I'll have linked in the down bar, I decided I was going to do a back to school series, and I know if you're probably in America or maybe in other parts of the world, I don't know, like wherever you're from, you may or may not have already started school. You could be going into middle school, high school, or college like I am, and you might want some tips and tricks and to see what other people are getting, because I know it's been helpful for me to kind of figure out what I'm going to do for college and things like that. And a lot of the videos out there are geared more towards high school or middle school, but seriously, come on, there's people going to college that need to know too. So my video, personally, my series is going to be geared towards anyone from middle school right up to college who just wants to see some advice and tips and tricks that I am going to be using or giving to you guys from my past experiences on things that you can do to make your school experience even better than it already will be, hopefully. But as I said, you may or may not have already started school, so this may or may not apply to you. But my whole series is called Too Cool for School. It's a little cheesy, I know, but I think it's pretty cool for this kind of video series. Anyways, so the first video, which is right now, which will also be on my blog, kind of more, maybe a little bit more descriptive on my blog, who knows, however I choose to write it, is going to be a back to school supply haul, and kind of organization tips. I'm going to try and make this really quick for you guys, as I do have to work today. But anyways, so I didn't get too much for college because I'm not really sure what I'm going to need. But based on what I've talked to people about and my past experiences in high school and how easy it was in high school and things like that, I decided to go based on kind of what I know and kind of what I'm just gonna get a feel for it. So first things first, if you guys are going into college or if you're going into high school and you need certain books, get those books first. That's my number one tip for getting organized and getting all your stuff in track, because if you don't have all your textbooks for the first day of college or first day of high school or middle school, obviously if you're in high school and middle school, you're probably going to go with your teacher down to the library or something and take out books, or you're going to be assigned books in class. But for college, you have to pay for your textbooks. So if you don't have those right away, you might be missing out, because some teachers jump right into the course. I know one of my teachers, she's bring your textbook, we're jumping right on in, there's a lot to learn, so get your textbook. So I have them all down there, but they're super heavy, so I'm not picking them up to show you guys. But in college, I'm taking 5 classes, and in high school, you may or may not be taking 4 classes a semester, or middle school, or certain classes. So what I decided to do, instead of getting a binder for college like I would have for high school or middle school, because those are very handy to have to organize everything, I decided to start out by getting these folders, and these are kind of I don't want to say magenta, fuchsia, hot pink, I don't know. They are pink, that's what they are. And these are just basically 2 pocket folders, which are going to be really, really handy for storing paper that I'm going to be given. So I was talking to a friend who works with me, and she was telling me how that in college she hasn't really been given a lot of paper, but I think maybe my teachers might give me something. I know one of them wants me to print out an outline, so I think it's just going to be one of these per class is going to be really helpful to just keep myself organized and know exactly this is for this class. And this is also a really good helpful tip to do for high school or things like that, where you're going to have multiple classes and you're going to want to keep it organized and know exactly okay, this folder is for this class, these things in this folder are for that class. So you can store projects, any papers, anything like that in these, any handouts, whatever. It's going to be really helpful for these. And these are probably $1 at Walmart, so why not? Next thing, heavy thing, I got 5 notebooks. It's probably a little excessive, however, they are 1 subject notebooks, so this one, I don't know. I really wanted pink sparkly notebooks, but this is all I could find. So basically, I just got one subject notebooks, one for each class, so I have 5, and they're all different colors. So I'm going to know that this dark blue one's for accounting, and then my gray one here is for business 130, things like that. For high school, I wouldn't recommend doing this unless you're going to have to be taking a class that really has like extensive note taking. And in that case, I wouldn't buy something this big. I'd buy one of the smaller ones, like the 80-page one. And then if you're really going to have that many notes to take, then go ahead and buy a bigger one. Sorry, checking the time. But this like is going to save me like from taking notes, because like my teachers in college are going to be putting it onto a website, and I'm going to take my notes the night before, so then I'm just going to be able to flip through this book and just know exactly where my notes are and know that it's for this certain class. So these were like $2 at Walmart, so these are going to keep me in track for college. Like I said, I don't recommend this certain technique for middle school or high school, just because you're not going to want to carry around that much stuff. Like, I have 2 classes a day, so I'm going to be carrying 2 notebooks around a day, and that's not a big deal for me because it's not too much, but it's really going to keep me organized. However, for high school and middle school, I really recommend getting a bigger binder, like 2-inch binder, and getting tabs, so you can tab your classes and then know. Or getting 2 binders and then have 2 classes in one, 2 classes in the other, or so-and-so, however many classes you have divided up, and that's going to make a huge difference for you guys. The next thing I got are labels, and this was like $1, and I was like, why not get labels and then I can just reuse things? So like I've taken these labels, instead of actually writing on these, I've stuck labels on them and I've put my name on them and stuff. So then if I have leftover room, and there's a lot of leftover room, I can just stick another label underneath, put kind of like a divider in the middle, and then be able to reuse that notebook. Same with the other ones. So these are coming in handy for me, and I highly recommend these if you guys are like wanting to be super, super organized, because like I'm one of those people that's kind of like OCD about organization for school. I just love to be organized, so I like organizing by classes, organizing like certain things, putting my name on these, whatever. So those are really helpful. The next thing I got, this is more geared towards college, I guess, but high school, you need these too, I guess. Not sure about middle school. However, I got this little container, and inside I have filled it with paper clips. So these paper clips are going to be perfect for me when I have papers that I want to keep together, so I'm going to just paper clip them. And the little box it's in is going to just make sure that these paper clips are like not all over my room, because that would suck. But those are just going to be really helpful, and the same with high school or middle school. If you have papers that you want to keep together, get some $1 paper clips, and you get so many. So the next thing I have is my pencil case. So this is just a makeup bag I bought from Kate Spade. You seriously don't have to go out and buy a really expensive like case for your pencils. It doesn't have to be stylish, whatever. Mine, I just liked the look of this, and I wasn't using it for makeup right now. So it's a good size to hold my pencils and everything like that, and I've already have it, so why not use it? So opening it up, I have whiteout, which is really handy for middle school, high school, or college. But whiteout is perfect if you're writing with pen and you need to go over it. I know in college especially, you have to write in pen a lot of the time, so as you may tell in this haul, I don't have pencils, but high school, middle school, buy pencils and erasers. They are lifesavers on tests especially. But I got this liquid whiteout. This is going to really help me. Next, what else do I have in here? I have a lot of pens. So I have highlighters, starting out with those. I have 4 highlighters. These are going to be my savior. I did use these a lot when I was in classes like biology in high school and chemistry and things like that, because when you're in a note-taking class, basically, like biology and chemistry, you take a lot of notes because it's a lot of information. So highlighters, I really recommend them. If you just want to keep information, like key points highlighted, keeping things organized, like headers, subheaders, and things like that. So highlighters are like essential for any year of school you're going into. Next, I have another 4 pens. These ones are just my basic everyday pens. So I have 2 blue, a red for corrections, which I'm not going to be using on any work that I'm handing in. Nothing. So no. and then a black pen. So sometimes teachers will require you to write in black pen, so I have one black pen. The red pen is for corrections, as I said, but not handing it in. And then 2 blue pens, one in case it runs out. So my preference is blue. I do like writing in black too, but I'm just going to have these 4. And any year, I highly recommend getting basic pens. And they're super cheap too. And last but not least in my pencil case, I have colorful pens. So I have a pink, a purple, a blue, and a yellowy green. And these are just going to be used basically for like organizing notes in certain color codes, like this subject is this, and like certain things like that, as well as I'm using these in my agenda that I have, which I don't actually have upstairs to show you guys, but these are going to be really good to color code like classes and things like that, dropping them. Yeah, so I highly recommend those. And then last but not least, I just have all of my extras stored in here so I don't lose them. And yeah, so that is all the stuff that I bought for school. You guys may or may not need more than that. You may have totally different ideas on your organization, but this is just things that I think is going to be helpful for myself and for you guys as well if you want to kind of take on what I've just told you. And I hope you guys enjoy this video. Please stay tuned for more and my back to school series, which is Too Cool for School again. But yeah, so I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I hope you guys get something out of this, and I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Bye guys!